names up live. If not, because it usually has it on the bottom there. All right, here we
It's not
are.
gonna matter for
It's
you.
not going to matter, but for me, I always get everybody's name wrong. Halftime, football's back, fellas. We got DUI back on my bottom left. That's awesome. What's going on?
It's been a little bit. Good to see everybody.
It's been a little bit. Yanni and JJ, the names aren't there, but I think I know your names tonight. So doing well, doing well. What's going on? Football's back, guys. Cowboys didn't look half bad in the first half. Tampa Bay, if you had Tampa Bay 4.5 to cover 4.5 in the first half, you hit that one. DUI, it's been a while. Take it away. Early thoughts, and then we'll just go around the horn and we'll see what these second half spreads settle at.
Surprisingly entertaining first half. I really like what Dallas has done. They don't really have the horses up front right now with Zach Martin out to run the ball against a big Tampa front. So they've thrown the ball, over 80% of their plays. Right now, 32 pass attempts to 7 rush attempts. So they're really taking the ball and exposing Tampa where they're weakest, which is on the outside, especially after the cornerback went down. So it should make for an entertaining first half. But Tom Brady's been incredible, as always. And he's answered everything that Dallas has thrown at them.
Yeah, how about Tom Brady dropping dimes, just bullets, 8.2 yards per play in the first half for Tampa Bay, 5.8 for Dallas. Again, 21-16 at halftime. Yanni, first half, early thoughts?
Well, I think if you're a Dallas fan or backer, you got to be pretty excited. 3 reasons. Number one, obviously, Dak looks good, looks healthy. Things seem to be clicking there. The other 2 things, DUI mentioned offensive line. Offensive line looked really good. You see what the difference of having the 2 big tackles back from a season ago and what that does. But, the other thing, if I'm a Cowboys fan, that was the most creative play calling and best offensive performance since Mike McCarthy's been there. They looked like an entirely different offense, and kudos to them. When Murphy Bunting went off for Tampa Bay, I mean, they attacked. So if you're a Dallas fan, you got to be happy. Now, the real quick flip side of that is they managed to get a couple of deep turnovers, and they're still not winning this football game. So I think you can be encouraged if you're a Dallas fan, but I also think at the end of the day, it's just too much of a tall order to ask them to get this done, even though they've played a pretty good football game.
I totally agree with that. And yeah, 2 turnovers, I would expect them. So like if you told me at the start of the game, Dallas would have 2 turnovers in this game in the first half, I would say, okay, they should be at least tied, perhaps winning. And it's not that their defense hasn't looked good because they generated those turnovers. I think the Bucs are going to be able to move the ball at will in the second half. 21 points could end up at 38 or so, and that's probably what I should look at some of the second half team totals. JJ, thoughts or any second half bets you're looking at already?
Overs. It's overs, baby. I mean, this is an offensive game. I mean, who knows about the second half? But look, the penalties have favored the offense. You've got a situation where, I mean, what I'm seeing out of the Dallas line, these guys aren't getting a push on the defensive line. They're really not getting a whole lot of a pass rush compared to what they should have. So you got to admire the fact that line has come to play. They've had some issues, but I think this really favors the over. I like it. I hate to say it, but this is a points kind of game.
It is over under 63.5 for the game. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's been 6 or 7 months. I can't really do.
69.5 is plus 220.
69.5 is plus 220. The spread in the game plus 7.5. Let's look at team total bets. I mean, honestly, right now, Dallas down by 5. So you're basically saying plus 2.5 second half for the Cowboys. I'm not sure that I like that. Any early thoughts, DUI, second half?
So my one thought is that, yes, while the Dallas defense does look better, they are still very susceptible, and we saw it at the end of the half, to the big play. The big passing play down the sideline to Antonio Brown, who's also had numerous big shots over the middle. The middle's been pretty open because Gronkowski's had a few big catches. I'm just not sold. The Dallas defense looks better, yes, but I'm certainly not sold that they're significantly better than the garbage defense that we saw last year.
Yeah, they generated a couple turnovers, but I think it's still pretty much a garbage defense. And in the preseason podcast, JJ and Yanni, we were talking about Dallas games, bet the overs, bet the overs. So JJ, you're holding suit right there with over 69.5. It was plus what again?
It just moved. Now it's 70.5 is plus 200, which is the equivalent of over 33.5 for the second half. So it's. I mean, I'm just looking at DraftKings live right now. They're taking the over money for sure. I mean, why not, right?
People are just betting the overs. I kind of like the overs. These books, by the way, FanDuel, DraftKings, there's a lot of second half player props all of a sudden. Like I know that we had a little bit last year. I haven't wrapped my head around exactly. Yeah. I haven't looked through all of it because I'm, half talking, half listening, probably 0% actually listening to you guys. And like trying to, yeah, right. Just trying to take it all in. And like, These look like pregame player props with all the damn options out there.
Yeah, right.
I mean, should we talk about Zerline real quick? Zerline and his lack of kicking over under 4.5 days before he's working nights at Red Robin.
What happened?
Yeah, that seems pretty accurate. I like Red Robin and I like Red Robin servers, but
is that the place with all the fries? You get
endless fries.
Okay. Yeah,
he's going to be serving lots of those fries coming up. Definitely. Okay. Let's find a bet. There's third quarter bets right here.
The Lions are looking for a kicker. I understand.
Yeah. He might be on the Lions in like a couple weeks, honestly, because the Lions don't have kickers, right? Because Dan Campbell doesn't need kickers.
Cut them all. Yeah.
Just cut them all.
Yeah.
Just cut them all.
Yanni, are you seeing anything specialized as far as players, or are you looking more macro?
No, there's a few things I actually like here for the second half. I mean, I think you guys are right. It's even though all the public money's coming in over, I think you got to look at that. I like Tampa Bay minus 2.5 second half, and for the reason we talked about, assuming they don't turn the ball over with I'm going to call it a couple, kind of sloppy fluke plays there. They should win this second half, and Arians and Brady aren't the type to really take the foot off the pedal till real late in the game. So I think you can look at that. But the two prop bets that I really like, number one here, let me scroll back down. Mike Evans for the game, 36.5 yards receiving. Basically for him, that's a catch. I mean, he goes deep, whatever. So, I think I don't even know what he had in the first half yet. I think one catch for a few yards, but I think you can look at that. And I don't know how each book has him played. I'm looking at Bovada. They have his total receiving yards for the game. They don't have it as far as second half yards. So obviously you'd have to figure out, I think maybe add 8 or 10 yards.
That's how DraftKings is too, Yanni.
Yeah.
Bovada and DraftKings.
And again, these books are kind of new with some of this compared to a year ago. They used to have sometimes second half odds. This time they're basically doing whole game.
The other one, so he's at one catch for 10 yards.
So he needs 27 yards in the second half. He needs
27 yards in the second half.
Yeah, and obviously, Godwin's going to get looks. Brown's been a key man there, but you got to figure a 1,000-yard receiver like him, 27 yards and a half in a close game where they're throwing the ball doesn't seem like a whole lot to me. The other one really quick that I like Leonard Fournette total rushing yards actually it just went up. I booked it at 37.5. It's at 40.5 right now. Second half, if they have the lead, Ronald Jones fumbled. I don't know if it's going to be a timeshare or Fournette's going to get a little more work. But I have a feeling he'll get a few totes. Dallas defense, So I like that as well.
Okay. So I'll put down 40.5 yards. That's a Bovada. I don't even know what it's at for FanDuel and DraftKings. Okay. Same.
Better lay with 115 at Bovada.
Okay, so I think that we're all aligned here, and those are great prop plays. And Yanni, the prop king, the minus 2.5, I think we're all in agreement. So DUI, is that kind of where you're at too? Like maybe a team total, which the team total is probably what, 30, is it 38.5 or 37.5? Probably somewhere in that range, but is that where you're leaning also, Tampa Bay second half? Because that's what I posted.
I like Tampa Bay, and I also like the offense to continue. I don't think that either of these defenses has shown a ton, but so I like points.
Points. And JJ, to your point, speaking of points, the over, if there's some alt overs, I mean, I think there's going to be points. And say that there's like a lull or something for 5 to 6 minutes, I might bet a live over if that thing ticks below 60.5. It's 63.5 for the game right now. Okay.
Yep.
Entertaining though. to start the year.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is what we've
Yep.
been missing for 6 to 7 months of our lives. That's exactly what we wanted. Dak Prescott looks pretty good. He was kind of doing a Chad Pennington thing at first. It was like, is he going to go downfield? But he doesn't look bad. He's moving.
He's
right?
moving pretty well. Yeah.
He's moving well.
Yes.
He only, I think, as far as I remember, he only really took off that one run at the end of the half, which, we got 4 or 5 yards, nothing too crazy, unless I'm misremembering. But so he really hasn't run downfield, but he scrambled well, and he's bought himself time. He's avoided rushes, and he's felt pressure pretty well. So I like that. I like that to continue.
I like it. Should we move on to anything else that we want to talk about in week 1, or do we have anything else to say about this game? I think we covered all the bases there, and we have a few bets. Didn't even post the over bet for the second half, but we all like the over. It's probably not like an official one that we'll put here, but if you want to do an alt over, why not? First game of the season, I think they're going to keep letting it rip. Anything else to say, or should we move on to any week 1 thoughts and how the Ravens are kind of screwed right now?
Done.
Baltimore Ravens.
Before we get to Baltimore, I just want to say about this game. Read an article before the start of this. The Bucs are absolutely hoping the Cowboys can pull this out. So
people have slammed.
Just go
Tampa.
to Twitter. -9, laying 9.
Yeah. Oh, like everybody laying points. It started at what, 6.5 or 7 back a month ago, and I teased Tampa
2 weeks
on
ago,
Monday.
It was 7. It was a Saturday.
2 weeks ago.
Bet it.
Yeah. I teased Tampa and the Niners on the days are all blurring together because it's a holiday week and I'm on vacation this week. So like I was at the US Open to like 2-3 a.m. last night. So today just feels like Twilight Zone. I'm just like,
Nice.
Where the hell am I? But Monday night I bet that, and it just keeps getting bet. I thought 9.5 was too much, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
But
That's
now let's hope that they can
man's
cover
land
that
up
7.5 because we got Tampa Bay -2.5, right? But Tampa's clearly the better team.
It's been processing my bet for 10. Oh, there we go. 10 seconds.
Sometimes that happens, especially as I'm doing these live streams. If I try to hit a bet on the computer, it doesn't really work. It's just processing. Just have to use my phone. And that's kind of the world that we live in. Week 1, Ravens done. If anybody didn't bet under Ravens team total wins, I'm not sure why I said team total wins for the season. That's down to what, 10.5 now?
10.
I saw
had to
11.
take 10.
As low as 10, yeah.
Wait, was it? Wow. I gotta look it up now.
Down to 10. So that's
It
not
was
good.
as high as
10.
it was as high as 11.5 at one point, but it settled around 11.
Yeah.
I did under 10 at plus 155 after the news came out.
It was plus 155 or
For
is
under
plus
10.
155? Yeah.
Yanni got under 10.5 at
Plus
still
135. Yeah.
I saw DraftKings. It was over under. It was right before, or not right before. It was like an hour and a half before the Cowboys Bucs kickoff. I saw 11, and it was under -120. So DraftKings didn't move that much. So maybe keep that in mind. So like as we go through the season, some of these books have all of these props and all of these things, all these wagers listed. Maybe they don't move that quick, or maybe the big money's coming offshore.
I'm pulling for epic, tailspin.
DUI looks glorious.
Glowing in the basement, the light of the basement TV.
That's right.
Delivered.
We are very happy to have DUI back. He's been, I'm pretty sure the last time you were back was what, October of last year?
It was, my
November of last year.
My kid was born in November, so it was probably mid-October last year.
Starting your beautiful family.
That's right.
Nothing against your beautiful family, but more week 1. So Ravens, so that's high level for the season. We're kind of bearish on the Ravens. I think that makes me more bullish on the Browns. I think the Browns, it doesn't mean that they're going to win both games against the Ravens, but I like the Browns at
their division.
I think they're still at 10.5, right? For their team total wins. 10.5, hit it, 11, hit it. I think the Browns are 11-12 wins.
Yep.
Any other week 1 thoughts right now? I do have that teaser. I'm looking at Rams team total over 27.5. Are they Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football against the Bears? Sunday Night Football.
Monday night.
I like that one.
Yeah, that should
I know that. Yeah. And I know that we talked about the Titans, how we're bullish on the Titans this season. I actually think that the Titans will score. I'd like the over in that game, but I think Arizona which we're a little bit bearish on Arizona. I don't mind Arizona with a team total of 24 and a half in that game. But other thoughts, Yanni, week 1, anything else you got?
Well, I mean, there's a handful of things. Someone someone made the comment that someone made the comment about putting their league treasurer money on your Eagles money line. I actually like your Eagles this weekend. There it is, Eagles money line Sunday. So, but honestly, I don't love it though. I'll tell you my big thing: week 1
plus 154 for the Eagles money line.
There you go. But I got to tell you though, as I'm looking up and down there, I mean, on an average week, I think we usually pick about 4 to 5 plays on an average week. I'm going light this week because there, to me, is a lot of wait and see with a lot of these teams, especially some really interesting matchups with teams that I think are overvalued playing each other, undervalued playing each other, and you want to figure out who's kind of for real and who's not. So it's going to be a pretty quiet weekend. I'm going to enjoy it, kind of see what's going on out there. I think there are some potential good games to watch, but to be honest, from a betting perspective, it's going to be a pretty quiet weekend, at least for me. I'm gonna dip my toe a little bit here and there, but nothing big this first week for me.
Definitely don't go in too hard. Wait and see what happens. And I know, like, certain games, like, I see myself looking at them. Like, I know that the Houston Texans are going to be bad this year, but I look at Houston and Jacksonville. I'm saying, okay, not rookie head coach, but basically college quarterback and head coach. But like, if I had to bet that game, like Houston +3 isn't that bad. Like, I just take a step back. If there's certain things, team totals, live bets, just follow us on these live streams. We'll give you some bets.
Yeah, don't do it. It's like 1 of 8 games going on at the same time.
Yeah.
There's no need to bet that game.
Yeah.
No need. Eagles money line, not bad. I'd lean
Washington
over in that game.
I'm on the football team.
I think what'll be really interesting is week 2, depending upon obviously what happens in week 1. And if you look at advanced spreads, let's just say hypothetically Kansas City blows the Browns out or vice versa, something like that happens. Yep. You're going to have value freaking galore with one of those teams in week 2.
Yes.
With an overreaction. So I think, again, whatever, it's may not be exciting, but I think when you look at this slate of games week 1 and you're trying to evaluate that, I'm going to try to be responsible and pick my spots and wait for week 2 as opposed to really pushing too much in week 1. Because I'll be honest, I think a lot of it's a crapshoot. I don't think there's a lot of good numbers either. I don't think there's a lot of, I think in a lot of cases you've missed closing line value if you haven't bet already. So
yeah, because the lines have been out for 6 months.
That's it. I mean,
exactly.
So when you look at that,
it's like bet into an oblivion, just bet down. Yeah,
absolutely. I hate to sound like I'm punting, but that's just kind of the way I look at week 1.
Sometimes that's what you got to do in week 1. See if there's any violent overreactions for week 2, and then we'll shop it, and then we'll do our podcast next week, and we'll find some value, and we'll be back, a few of us, for the live stream Sunday Night Football. So great first live stream. Awesome to have DUI back. A little 4-way here. It's awesome to knock off the rust. It's been since February 2nd, 4th. So very good stuff. Let's get these, let's cash these second half bets and see if Dallas has another turnover in them. Hopefully not, because we're on Tampa 2.5. So
yeah, right.
Fellas, pleasure. I'm looking forward to this whole season.
TB's crypto app. Yeah, me too. Check out the
so what's that last comment?
Put that money in TB's crypto app. There it is.
I do have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of cryptocurrency comments as we go throughout the season. So
I'm already confused.
That's the world that we live in. I'm going to be more confused with NFTs and people.
Buy some NFTs while you're at it. Yep.
Yeah, just buy some second half NFTs. Maybe we need some second half NFT bets by midseason.
Let's take some second half points from TB12.
Some Dogecoin and Doge pictures and everything like that. So, all right, fellas, let's get these second half bets. Enjoy it. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care.